And if that's true, and obviously no one knows, but if that's true, then the human technological trajectory doesn't lead to mental health.
Dude,
it leads away from mental health.
You literally created a new field called psychoornithology. Dude, psychoornithology is probably going to be the huge next thing after okay, so obviously...
Warning, this podcast is for entertainment only and not intended for medical purposes.
Enter the Freud.
And do you think this new AI evaluation of what is actually functioning in therapy is going to reveal this factor?
I don't know, because I think the first many steps in AI, that the humans are training it, and if the humans don't know the answer to it, I don't think they'll train the AI to learn the answer to it. Maybe years down the road, when AI gets more and more sophisticated and starts learning shit that humans aren't teaching to it, then maybe, yeah.
Is going to be challenging, because we already have we have an assumption of what is working and what isn't, and we actually don't know. Like, when this was done, these studies were done 20 years ago to try to find out like which therapy method was the most empirically validated. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then they were like, okay, we put this many people in psychodynamic psychotherapy, this many people in cognitive behavioral therapy, this many people in no therapy. One thing that all those studies did find out was it was the therapist. It didn't matter if there was psychodynamic or CBT. There was some human phenomenon that was actually causing the change.
Yeah, except that this whole emotional tone of voice, body language, and then all the I kind of have a belief that there's non-verbal exchanges between humans that we don't even really have our finger on them very well.
Yep. Okay.
I don't want to necessarily say that's harder than self-driving cars, but it's more elusive and mysterious, and I kind of think it is more complicated.
Well, now that you point that out, of course it's more complicated. But say, let's assume we take the same amount of compute power and the same amount of engineers involved in whatever is going on at Tesla, and we put this towards this specific this project to actually make advancement in psychotherapy interventions, which there has been almost none.
Oh, how much advancement in human well-being and thriving and wisdom has there been in the last 200 years? Like, maybe it's been negative. Maybe humans are overall headed in the wrong direction.
What? Yeah, what do you mean? Like,
just because, we're focused on AI because I do think AI is going to really change measurable productivity and crop growth and technological stuff and self-driving. But I don't know, and we assume that correlates to human well-being, and I don't think it does. Maybe humans' general well-being was better 10,000 years ago. I don't know, but maybe it was. And if so, then we assumed the trajectory and progress of Western education, Industrial Revolution, capitalism, medicine, education, technology, AI, that's the trajectory, but maybe that's leading the completely wrong direction.
Everyone would disagree with you. I really don't think they would all say, "Oh my God, would you rather be alive today or 100 years ago?" And that's just that's literally it's become a parody. Everyone says that because it's 100 years ago.
Yeah, because 100 years ago we didn't have antibiotics or central heating or medicine or whatever the fuck it is. Yes, so life was harder 100 years ago. But would you rather be a human living in Dallas, Texas, or would you rather be a bird living in a rainforest? It's the answer to that question is not super obvious, and because we don't really know what the bird's consciousness is like, And maybe the bird is just in a fucking state of enlightenment, and their experience of life is way better, and their mental health is way better than ours. And if that's true, and obviously no one knows, but if that's true, then the human technological trajectory doesn't lead to mental health.
Dude,
it leads away from mental
You
health.
literally created a new field called psychoornithology. Dude, psychoornithology is probably going to be the huge next thing after okay. So obviously, neuroscience is like all the rage right now, but clearly the hybridization of the bird beak into the human genome is going to produce the self that is the enlightened self, as opposed to
Right, dude.
more therapies that embrace everyone's individualistic sensitivities and then prop them up to be somewhat identified as further and further pathologies.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the fuck we talked about. We just like went all over talking about AI and fucking birds and shit. What the fuck?
It was, well, we were supposed to tackle the dilemma of male
Young
youth.
men.
And then-
right. And who fucking knows how to tackle that shit?
We're supposed to know, dude. The one thing that I really picked up from this conversation is to work with their parents more. You know?
Yeah.
To really...
Dude, I think that's key. And it's fucking hard, dude.